Hi Taurus, welcome back to BohoMystic. My name is Mary Nelly, and today we're doing your August 2025 reading. Last but certainly not least, your reading has been sort of like growing legs. Kind of like growing legs, I think, in my heart space or in my mind. I thought you guys were before Leo. I should put the decks out for you guys for the Leo reading, and it turned out to be the Leo reading, not the Taurus reading. So that threw me for a loop because I've never done that before. So when I sat down and asked, what about Taurus? What is it that I need to know about Taurus? What is it that I need to know about the Taurian collective for August? And I heard, you're not resting on your laurels. It's just not time yet. I love that. Because how many times do people feel like they're not doing enough, or things aren't the way they should be? Or I thought things were going to get better. What's happening? I thought Uranus leaving Taurus would be great for us. What's going on? And I want you to know it's just not time yet. I think some of these transits, astrological transits that are happening at the end of July and through August, which will be crazy for everyone, I think that you guys are, if not in a holding pattern, you are doing some last minute tying up of loose ends and weathering the last dredges of storms, of rain, of clouds that are lingering still. But please do not become impatient. Please do not think you're doing anything wrong. They're going to clear up. The sun will start shining, and you're going to feel that relief and have that go sign, that green light to just go and achieve. Because Taurus, you guys have the potential of amazing, great things for the month of August. You are doing nothing wrong. Things are not going against you. It's just, for you, I think you're in a holding pattern. Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like you're in a holding pattern. So be patient. You're a Taurus. You can be patient. A little bit more. So let me get into the meditation. It was quite beautiful. Really, it really was. It all starts with this enormous stag. He's beautiful. He's like a light stag, meaning made of light, blue, white light. Huge antlers. And it's like a dark night forest. I know it's in nature, but I see like other light behind him, and I realize it's a line of them. And there was like another stag. I saw the antlers, but I also saw like a doe and then other deer following this stag through this forest. And then it pulls me out, and then I see the expanse of the forest. So they're wherever they are, but it's a huge forest. And I'm like, oh, that's, again, you're not resting on your laurels. It's just not time yet. It's like they're working their way through this forest, this dense forest, and they're almost there. It's like their migration pattern, right? Because they weren't being forced to, they weren't running. There was even like a doe eating grass. I mean, they were moving at the pace they should, but they had a plan, a destination in mind. And I feel like that's the collective, that's the Taurian collective. You guys are moving at your steady pace. You know where you're going. It's just that you're not at the end, the exit of wherever this forest is, or the spot in that forest that you need to get to. And then I get pulled up even further, and then I'm seeing like an aerial view of the area. And I see like a mountain, and then I see like a little hole in there. I'm like, oh, that's like a cave, right? On the top of a mountain. I'm like, cool. I don't go in it. I'm just seeing it. But then that little hole kind of opens, and then around it becomes like an enormous tortoise. So like the hole is in the tortoise right here, like in the neck of the tortoise. It's a huge stone tortoise. And all I think about and all I like feel and get is the Native American creation story of the tortoise being, it creates the world, right? Where, through the floods, through the end of days and the flooding, the tortoise was the only animal that could swim and big enough to take everyone on its back, on its shell, where they were able to bring dirt and create the earth, right? Sometimes you see a tortoise with the planet, Mother Earth, on its back, and it becomes the land. The tortoise becomes the land that the world is built on. It's always been such a beautiful creation story for me. Absolutely gorgeous. And I wrote down, patience and world is being built upon. So the world that you're building, or maybe even the tortoise, right? Your impact, your foundation that you're building, you need to have patience in it being fully formed. And it's coming. Because that tortoise becomes the world. It becomes the earth itself, right? It holds up the earth on its shell. But it's funny how I saw it. I saw that the cave opening was in its neck, like as though it can take everybody in there. Like even protect them even further. Hold them in its insides, in its bosom. Just patience. The world you're building is coming. Or you are building upon a strong foundation. You just don't see it yet. Its fruition is coming. All right. Then I see what I wrote down as like the Chinese dragon lion dog. I couldn't remember what it was, but it's the food dog. And that's a symbol of protection and good luck. So right there, another animal, a mythological animal. And I wrote down Leo season, because the way I thought of him was the lion dog, not the dragon dog. I said dragon, lion, dog. We are in Leo season, which is August. So August is going to deliver. Everything that you're feeling now is going to start changing. The stagnancy, the being held in place, this holding pattern will be released. You will be released, and you will start feeling the growth underneath your feet. That's what it is. The best part is the ending here. I then see a lion rolling around on its back, really calmly, patiently, like playing in the grass. And I'm like, okay, definitely, again, Leo season. But he's in no hurry. He's just there, rolling around in the grass. And he becomes then a camel walking. Then a portal opens, big enough for the camel then to stick its head in. And then the camel emerges on the other side as a horse. And that's what I see. It's in Leo season. It's slow, but you are then going to have the freedom of the horse to just go. Like you, also with the reserves the camel has, right? You have been so patient, working on your reserves potentially, feeling like you were petering out, that your reserves are about to be emptied. And then you're going to come across a portal, something's going to open, and you are going to become that horse. Vibrant, strong, fertile, and have the strength. I was going to say I have 1,000,000 lions. That's interesting. 1,000,000 lions, huh? Yeah. August is going to be nice. So if you've been feeling really kind of stuck, disappointed of how things are not moving fast enough, this is your story. This is for you. This is for you to feel and know that the universe is unequivocally telling you you're not doing anything wrong. You are being seen for the work and effort that you're putting in, but it's just not time yet, but it will be in the month of August. And that's really, really exciting. So I did the pre-shuffle and I got a few cards out. I got the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. And I think that's been you. I think that you have been maybe even feeling like you've been doing a lot of service without much gratitude maybe, or what you've been doing has been seen and acknowledged with kind eyes, and that you're going to be rewarded for your service. And then I also got, every day I focus on what is important. And I think that's the slow and steady, right? That's the patient, hardworking bull that you've been working, doing, pushing forward your agenda, pushing forward towards your dreams, not giving up. Just, you know where you want to go, and you're building. You are building the world. You are building your world. Wow, I'm looking down here and I have a bracelet here with this tortoise in turquoise. You are building your world and have been. Again, you are being seen and commended for that. And that's why you're going to reap those benefits and see the breakthroughs. The energy is going to meet you where you're finally at. And the last thing that fell out was, I seek balance and grounding. I think that's something that you should do. And you probably have been doing it. But when you feel burnt out and you feel like you've been doing everything you can possibly do and yet see no results from it, or start feeling a little disillusioned, go outside, ground yourself. Give yourself a moment. Acknowledge those feelings, but then just ground yourself when you're feeling down. Ground yourself when you're feeling tired. Ground yourself when you're not feeling like your rewards equal your efforts. You're hardworking. And you're so consistent. But you're also human. And it's okay to feel like things haven't been necessarily fair for you, or you were so excited for things to be amazing and Uranus is leaving your sign and you're thinking, wow, finally I'm free. I'm free like that horse. You will be. It's just, again, it's just not that time yet. But it's coming. It's coming, and hold on to that. So let's take a look at the cards and see what they have to tell us. All right. Taurus, what does the month of August have to tell us? For the Taurian Collective, month of August 2025, please, Spirit. Cards, please, for the Taurus Collective. Okay. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. Number 10. Yeah, loosen up the reins of, it's like detaching, loosen up the reins of wanting what you want so badly. You need to detach from it. You need to allow it to come into you and not pursue it so so much. Because the more you chase it and the more you long for it and feel like it's unfair, the further away it is. You already know, like you already let go of that arrow. You know where it's going to go. Have faith that it's going to land on its mark. And it will. It will. I think this is more so for your own peace of mind. You're not just here living in a state of anticipation and disillusionment and impatience. That's what I'm feeling with this. Trust that it's going to hit its mark. Trust that all the work that you've put in is going to be rewarded. Alrighty. Let's see here. Anything else for it? Bottom of the deck, we have hospitality, comfortable stay, and traveler's retreat. It's a hotel. It's a place oracle. Hotel. It's temporary lodgings. That's what comes to me. Temporary lodgings. You are in temporary lodgings right now. So again, you're in a holding pattern. You will hit your mark. You will be able to go home. You will have permanency. You will have earnings come in soon enough where you won't feel so in flux anymore. Because that's what I think you're feeling. I think you're feeling in flux. I feel like you feel potentially ungrounded, right? As an earth sign, that's not a very comfortable feeling. You may feel dislodged from your comfort zone, right? Hotel room. You've been dislodged from your home. You've been dislodged from your safety, security. And you're just waiting to go home, waiting to feel good, waiting to feel more like yourself, waiting to not feel so energetically all over the place. That's what I'm feeling. And I can feel someone's practice of meditation with the grounding. I feel that. I feel like this collective and people who are watching this have really worked on their meditation and grounding. Hold on to that. That is what's going to get you through. Hold on to your practice of truth and knowing who you are and the value of your work. Knowing that you're going to get through this as you did with Uranus in your sign for so long. A couple more weeks is nothing compared to what you've been through. While you may be feeling disappointed right now, that's only temporary, just like a hotel stay is. I feel the duality of your power in the Hierophant right now. I feel like you are teacher-student to yourself. I think sometimes you feel like the teacher and sometimes you feel like the student. It's like you've mastered so much, but yet there are days when you feel like you have mastered nothing. I feel like you live by a divinity, a source of truth, a belief system that you are 100% in adherence to, and then you feel like you're a newbie at it. I feel, I want to say vibration. I feel like it's the ebb and flows. Again, like you're in flux. I feel like you're in flux. All right, last oracle for the Taurus, please, collective. August 2025, please. Bottom of the deck, we have the blue moon. I enjoy the serendipity of life. The unexpected can be wonderful. Let's see the picture. Oh, it's beautiful. The water and the water in a full moon there. That's what I was feeling, like the water, the ups and downs and the waves, and you know, when I think about the serendipity of it all, I think it's you actually conquering the water suit. You know, I'm not sure which sign it was. I talked about how they was Gemini. I said how if you may be a cusp with Gemini, I was saying how Gemini could be feeling like a fire sign, not an air sign. And with this being in flux for you, I think that you also may be housing, right? Being housed, the hotel, the temporary stay, temporary lodgings, you may be housing in other signs. You may be living temporarily in the water suit, because that's what I was feeling, like the bobbing, the ups and downs of the water. And what's wonderful about that, because there's always something wonderful. The lesson with that is you mastering that suit. As the master manifester that Taurus is, what does the magician do? They master all elements. So maybe this is just a refresher course on controlling and being able to manipulate the energy to benefit you the best in this situation. The serendipity is being allowed or given the opportunity to master something again while you're in this holding pattern. That's a big karmic lesson. And that's also maybe helping you close, right? A cycle. So I think you've closed so many. But this may be a finishing touch on a cycle of patience, a cycle of emotional vicissitudes. Yeah. It's like you learn how to roll, float, flow. You allow it to wash over you, and you also learn to swim in it. The unexpected can be wonderful, and I think that's going to be an unexpected reinforcement of a lesson for you in the month of August. Wow, okay, that fell. I teach people how to treat me. I love this saying. I actually have this in one of my decks. Maybe you are learning how to process your emotions and better assert yourself emotionally. Erect those boundaries in your interpersonal relationships. This is also self-love. You're teaching yourself how to treat you. Especially if you remember how we started this, about how you're not resting on your laurels. That's what I heard. You're not resting on your laurels. And that implies that that's what you think you're doing, or that's what you've been doing. And Tauruses can be very hard on themselves. You know, where you feel like sometimes you're failing others or yourself. People pleasing, right? Yeah. So maybe that teaching others how to treat you is also teaching yourself how to treat yourself. That's interesting. All right, so now we have your oracles. I'm going to put them to the side, and we're going to do a very simple tarot spread. This is the Scarab and Dahlia Tarot. All right, that came out. So it's going to be your current energy. So current energy, let's move these around because these are big cards. Current energy, your past influence, what you're letting go of, what you should focus on. And moving on in the month of August, what we're looking at. Okay, bottom of the deck, Taurus. What are we looking at? King of Coins. Ooh, who more than the King of Coins, right? Building that world. This is you. This is you in a holding pattern. He actually looks like he's in a hotel room. That's hilarious. This is you waiting to enact upon taking care of business, taking care of all form and matter that you are building and have built, taking care of those that you love, your family, building your legacy, providing for everyone, because that's what you do, Taurus. Yeah, this is your holding pattern. This is your holding pattern right now. Oh my gosh. Underneath that, we have the Emperor. Yeah. Again, you are trying to move forward and I feel like you're berating yourself or saying that you're not doing enough. You are doing enough. It's just, let's let things work themselves out. Okay. The energy will flow. The communication will come back online. Mercury's coming out of retrograde. You're going to be able to move forward. You're going to be able to sign those contracts, agree to new terms. You're going to start that new job. You're going to get that interview. You're going to commit yourself to a relationship that you haven't been able to up till now. You're both going to be on the same page. Like, there's something like that. You're going to be able to make enough to support your family. You're going to make enough to invest in strategically for your future. Your loan is going to be approved. Something. This is impatience. And this is where I think that you were heading. Temperance. Okay, I feel better because I know this has been very metaphorical and very philosophical. But I'm happy that we are in sync, you and I. It's the Temperance. This is what you have been juggling. This has been your Two of Pentacles. It's like you've been stuck in Two of Pentacles limbo. And you've done so well, right? Soon as you were tipping over in this one, you're like, no. Okay, I'm okay. As soon as you were, falling too much in that direction, you were bringing yourself back to the middle. I think you've been juggling your emotions specifically really well. I mean, it's been hard. It's been exhausting. And you've been, done several days with it all, right? But you've done it. So you're almost there. You really are. All right, I'm just going to sneak one more peek because I have to. I just feel it. The Ten of Swords. You're done. This is how, This is where you've been. I feel like this has been surprising to you because you guys have been on such an amazing trajectory and so many changes. I mean, you've been just full of changes. I mean, oh my gosh. And I think that it's like, put a fork in me. I'm done. I think you've been here. Like, I've been done for a while. I just can't seem to get over that hump, or everything that should be coming my way hasn't come my way. So therefore, instead of thinking, well, maybe it's just not time, you immediately went to, I haven't done enough. I'm not doing enough. And for some people, I'm not enough. And all of that is phooey because it's not true. Oh, all right, guys. Let me put this over here. These are really big. I don't want them to fall. Okay, so let's take a look, my beautiful Taurus, at your oracle cards. The prison wave. Oh, I feel like you've been feeling self-sabotage, poverty consciousness. Yes, with 31. What did I say about that arrow card? It's like you threw or you released. I'm not sure really what you say when you're letting go of an arrow. So you release the arrow, but instead of just trusting where it's going and it's going to reach its mark, it's like you've been hovering or flying right next to it just to make sure it gets to where it's supposed to go. Kind of like helicopter parenting. To an extreme. Kind of like that. Like, and that's poverty consciousness. That's lack consciousness. And that action, even if it's emotionally, spiritually, in your mind, in your heart, it's the energetic output, right? That entraps you. And that's where you feel like you're imprisoned by your own thoughts, imprisoned by your own emotions. And that's how you feel in flux. And you have the power, you have the key to open this prison that you, in many ways, help erect. And when you also hear a waif, right? The word waif implies a slip of a thing, underweight, small, and in many ways, potentially, right, of ill health, potential of ill health, lack of sustenance. And that is what you feel. And I want you to know that's not for long. It's also redefining what sustenance is for you. And maybe that is the trigger that opens the floodgates to you. That's something we're going to revisit because that just came to me and hit me pretty hard in here. So maybe what you manifested, what you actualized or were actualizing for is no longer what it is that you need, right? What you implemented, a plan, a strategy that you had here also that you implemented is no longer the strategy that's going to be successful or give you, again, what you need, the right type of sustenance you need in your life now moving forward. Again, in flux. And the Taurus collective at times has difficulty in being in flux. And I think that's another lesson, right? Just allowing for change to happen organically and not fight it, or to change your mind or accept that things should be different. Even if you said, no, this is what I wanted originally, be big enough, not let your ego in the way. Don't let your ego self-sabotage you. And allow yourself to see the value of doing the right thing for you is more important than fulfilling on an original decision. I hope that you're following me. I think you're in a holding pattern for a reason. You're in a holding pattern for a reason. Okay. Gaia's garden. Oh. Fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. Number 9. Over here you have number 31, which is 4, which is your security and stability. This is to do with your security and stability. You are almost there. You are almost receiving. You will almost receive. You're going to receive. This is where you are. This is what's coming in. It's already there. It's just waiting to be delivered. You may hold the key You actually may hold the key and not realize it. Ground, meditate, ask. Ask the universe, God, source, the angels, the land, the trees, whomever it is or whatever. Ask yourself if none of those apply to you. Tap into that fiber of your being, that higher self, and ask what it is. How? Is there anything that you need to know that you should do to help move this forward? Sisters of the seasons, cycles of growth, natural laws, divine order. Number 8. Yeah. I am also seeing this as the Wheel of Fortune. The fates. Again, fate is turning in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It's just, you can't see it right now, but it's coming. I think everyone is in a holding pattern. I think we are being asked to review and to secure final nails in cycles right now. I really do. I think that's what we're being asked to do. And I think it's surprising everyone. There's a lot of energy. And I feel like a lot of people don't feel like themselves. But I think Taurus, you especially, don't feel like yourself. And I think it is Gemini. Gemini, I mean, I think that they were just beside themselves with not feeling. But that's growth. Growth. I think that's for our growth. It's like allowing a new version of you, accepting and welcoming in a new version of you that you didn't want to have originally. But it was meant to be. It was meant to be. You were meant to be upgraded in some way, even if you didn't think you needed it, right? Sometimes we get complacent or even ego-driven or prideful about the fact that we're fine the way we are. We're really proud of who we are. We like ourselves. You may have been in a really good place and you're like, I don't need a change. I don't need this. I don't need that. I'm really content with what I have and who I am. But that's ego, and that's not what we're here to do. There's always room for growth. There's always room for improvement. There's always room for becoming more. There is. Doesn't have to be financially. It doesn't have to be. It's about becoming more one with Source. And if you already have everything you need here in the physical, then it's you providing for others. You affecting change in others in ways that you don't even realize. You could be a catalyst for someone. That could be your growth. We want our light to shine brightly and to keep growing and turning on more light in this world. Last one of these is the River Queen. Flow, letting go, natural movement. Again, it's the letting it go and receiving it, like the Empress, right? Who sent that arrow masterfully towards your dreams, towards the direction it needed to go. Let it go. And now allow the flow to take you to meet it wherever you need to meet it, or bring into you what needs to come into you. Again, water. Again, by the end of August, or by the time you start reaping your harvest, you'll be a mermaid. Forget about being a bull. You'll be a bull mer person. You'll be a mer bull. Yeah. That is something that you have that it does not come as easily for other people. And that's, again, being a master manifester. So don't forget that you master earth, but you master all elements, because you're the one that makes the etheric into form. You build, you create, you are the master of form and matter. But you first need to be able to balance everything, right? You manifest that into reality. And I think that you may have been feeling that's probably it. You've been feeling like you haven't been able to manifest what you want lately. And maybe some of the things that you want or that you put into motion are no longer meant for you or good for you or will benefit you the way that something else might. There's something like that here. You're disappointed that you don't have what you think you should have by now, or things aren't the way they should be and how you called them in for yourself. And I think that your self-talk may have gone negative, again, because that's what I heard. You haven't been resting on your laurels. That means that you think that you have. And I think this is spirit telling you you're not and haven't done anything wrong. It's just not time yet. A little more patience. Divine timing is coming, right? How I saw this as the Wheel of Fortune. Divine timing is alchemizing, is bringing together, right? The Temperance card is bringing together energy to make them in fruition for you. Just hold on a little longer. Flow, my loves, flow. We then have place of reminiscence, nostalgia, memories, sentimental, childhood, and reflection. And there's the swing set, like in an old neighborhood. I think that you're going to be surprised of old desires, old manifestations, old things that you were actualizing are not what you want anymore or are no longer needed today. I wouldn't be surprised if you start receiving manifestations in things happening and you're like, I really don't want that anymore. Remember, what you put out is what you're getting. Sometimes you're going to start receiving things that aren't exactly what you want anymore. Maybe you did back then, but you now are changing, or you realize that it was a fancy more so than a necessity. And now you want to get what you need to build that foundation that you're trying to build. And that's going to take a bit. It's like realizing, for me, nostalgia and, the Six of Cups, it's fulfillment, it's contentment. It's a call for you to figure out how and what happiness looks like in the present. It can't be what it was back then. It can be similar, but it can't be it. You're not going to have this again. So it's figuring out today, what can make you feel like that again? Where you feel full in your belly, and you feel safe, you feel secure, you feel contentment, true contentment with who you are, with your life. That is what you should be going after. And not trying to force an old narrative of what you thought would make you happy. And accept that there is a new narrative now. Or there should be. Yeah, I think we're getting like a few different storylines here. But I think it comes down to being discontented with how things have been, things not moving as fast as you expected, and maybe self-doubt and negative self-talk creeping in, blaming yourself for how things are turning out. And I want to say, it's not you. And jokingly, it's not, I want to say, it's not you. It's astrology right now. Which probably is. I think it's just hectic times, guys, hectic times. All right, so what else are we looking at? The desert. Oh my goodness. Arid landscapes, dunes and sands, endless horizons. Yeah, I think that you feel like you're in a desert. Look at that snake. And it's also red. He's beautiful. He's going to shed. And red, root chakra, your stability, it's your foundation. Again, foundation. I think you are questioning and wanting to change something foundationally in your life that you feel like you've been promised or you know is coming in, right? As the Hierophant does. You know it's coming in. You know how to get it. You know how to get there because you do. The bull knows. But you feel like you've been blocked right when you should be right before that delivery date. And I'm here to tell you, you're going to find your oasis in this desert. You're going to shed and reveal a new you. You're going to have growth that you weren't even expected to have before this new change, new reward even was supposed to come in. It's like a surprise bonus test, surprise bonus growth period. You weren't expecting it. I don't think a lot of people are expecting it. Now I'm having deja vu and I don't even know why. Holy moly. About the surprise. Surprise. It's a surprise. You thought you were done having to change and grow for a little bit. Because you know it's always about change and growth. It's like you thought you were done or you reached some kind of end. And it's like you got a curveball and say, oh, there's actually one more test or there's one more thing that we'd like for you to master or establish or grow from. Another lesson that can be learned. And you're like, okay, I thought I just was about to graduate, but okay, I'll do it. And you've done it. And you feel like, okay, did I pass? Did I fail? Like what's going on? Because I don't see anything. I don't hear anything. And I think that's what it is. That is crazy. That is crazy. The deja vu was crazy. That's my first time having deja vu during a reading. Okay. Last one. It's a waning crescent, number 5. I invite peace within myself. I ripple this outwards. Oh. There's 2. Okay. And then there's, I invite peace. Okay, that's what I just read. Life is conspiring for me, last quarter moon. She is looking at that moon in what looks like a desert or amongst the clouds or something. And then over here, she has her arms raised. And I see this as raised in victory. Life is conspiring for me. What you are what you desire, desires you. What you want, wants you. And it's coming. So much so that you're joyous. This longing is going to be satisfied. That's what I'm seeing. I'm keeping these down because I'm taking more from the actual images than the words. All right, let's take a look at what your current energy is going to be for the month of August. The Hangman. Oh, guys, I think we can leave it here. I think it's a continuation. I think you're in the Hangman right now at the end of July and have been probably for the past few weeks. I would say probably even most of July. I think that all the moon cycles in July have been crazy for Taurus. And I think you felt it very strongly. I say that you have been sacrificing and been stuck up on that tree, even though, yeah, it is a tree in here too. Like you've been stuck. Again, you've been in a holding pattern for a long time. I want to say easily for the month of July. And I feel like you're going to get some kind of epiphany, some kind of breakthrough that's going to cut you down from that tree. Again, and I kept saying, you have the key. You're going to receive something where you realize, oh, I have the power, I have the key, I have the knife, I can cut myself down from this and come down. I mean, this person has been up there so long. I mean, they're a stone statue. Literally, they are a stone statue. And all I'm seeing is you've been up there so long that you've become stone from not moving. And that's how I know you've been up there a long time. Nothing bad happened. I don't feel anything bad. You had no tower moment from what I'm feeling or seeing. You just have been stuck. And I think what happens to the Hangman, they get their breakthrough. They get their epiphany. They get their awakening. They see things in a different light, right? Everybody says different perspective. It's true. It's seeing the world in a different way, through a different lens, understanding things differently, feeling things differently. And I've alluded to that so much in my reading about you thinking that you wanted one thing and then it turns out to be different, or what you manifested originally is not what you want now, or you're stuck on only getting what you wanted and you're not breaking from that. Like you don't want to deviate from how that plan originally was. And you're being forced to. You're going to have that moment of clarity and acceptance of, oh, you finally see the light that what you necessarily wanted is not meant for you, or you don't have to take on old manifestations that were put in, like an old order of something that no longer serves you because you put the order in. It's like being stubborn. You don't have to be stubborn and just accept the fact that that's the order you put in, so therefore you're going to take it and live with it even though it's not exactly what you want. No. You get to reorder. Abundance is not a finite resource in this world. There's enough for everyone. Everything's energy. Send that back, put in the new order, and receive what it is that you need today to nourish, right? Sustain that poor waif today. It's you allowing yourself to change your mind and not following through on something that you originally had in mind. This is very philosophical, Taurus. Doesn't surprise me. I think this is so energetic for you. And I think that you know that, like you feel it. So what past influence has been affecting this? The Page of Wands, impatience. Impatience. Look at this kid. He wants to go skiing. He doesn't even have 2 ski poles. That's all I see. It's like he just wants to jump down and just go because he wants to. I think this is the release of what you wanted. Like this is how you wanted to feel, or you felt with Uranus leaving your sign. Like you thought everything was going to be open to you and you were able to just ski. Even though you may not have known how to ski, even though you didn't have all the tools to ski, you wanted to go ski. Like you wanted it, how you wanted it, when you wanted it, and you thought that was coming in for you. And then you had a rude awakening that things didn't just happen so quickly for you. And I really feel this is energetic. I do. I feel like this, how this would affect you in the real world is you feel blocked at every turn in your job. You feel blocked, or you feel like all the choices you make turn out to be the wrong ones. Or you feel like every interaction you have with people, there's a misunderstanding, or you feel like you're not getting your point across. You feel every time you try to order something, buy something, acquire something that you need, it's not available. You know, you almost get it right. You want this, but the color that you want is not available. So you have to settle for something else. Something like that. Like that's how the energy of what is going on here has been affecting you. You don't hear back from an interview, but you're also told they haven't made a decision yet. So you're still in the running. How long do you have to wait? I don't know. Like those type of frustrations, that's what I'm feeling. Things are almost what you want or how you want them, but not quite. Yeah. And that's annoying. All that's changing. I'm letting you know, all of that's changing in the month of August. You are going to have this breakthrough. You're no longer going to have to sacrifice. You're not going to grow old and petrify up there. It's changing. It's amazing, and it's going to be wonderful. And all of a sudden, the floodgates are just going to open, and you're just going to be inundated with everything that all the orders that you wanted and have put in are going to be coming in. And then you're going to have to figure out what it is that you want, who you are today, and what's best for you, what serves you best. Not necessarily who you wanted to be anymore. Remember, it's a new perspective of who you are. Seeing things with different eyes, with different heart, with different ears, with different mind. And it's allowing yourself to do that, because that's hard for Taurus. It's allowing yourself to do that. So what should you let go of in the month of August? The Queen of Swords. Forcing your way through. That's all I'm going to say. I think you're going to have moments where you want to react and you may be a little cutting, and you're going to be tempering that. I don't see you being this. I see you tempering your emotional ups and downs, right, with all the water, and sharp thoughts, sharp intellect. And that's what you're going to have to do, wading through all of these discomforts and little blockages here and there. Yeah. And this is what you're letting go of, right? You have doves with peace. You have her sword. I love the fact that she has the sword down. Take that into account in this reading. Your sword is down. Keep your sword down. So what should you focus on then in the month of August? The Two of Swords. Yeah. It's quieting your mind. She is in a city landscape behind her, an urban landscape, and she's in the middle of the road. It's quieting and blocking out everything around you, right? So that you hear and know and feel what it is that you should do next. That, if you focus on that, I think that's the key to the Hangman. Block out other people's opinions, other people's judgments, other people's needs. Block out your reputation. I don't know, all of that. Block it out follow your intuition. What is the first thing that comes to you? Follow your heart. Follow your mind. Like, it's everything. It's taking it all in and making that decision because you just know this is what I should do. Like, you will know what is good for you. You'll know the direction you should go in. You will know how to proceed next, because this could also be, do I do this because I'm expected to, or should I go after my dream now because it's finally now available to me, right? Once the floodgates open and the energy is different, there's a lot of upswing coming into your life. You know, you may be presented with two choices, that, you know, either appeasing the crowd or not appeasing the crowd. You know, ego and pride versus desire and fulfillment. Do I think of everybody else, or do I put myself first? Things like that. And I think we know what the answer is here. The most healed and prosperous version of yourself is going to be the most effective person for others, right? The most helpful version of yourself is the most healed version of you. So the person that puts themselves first, in their growth first, in their healing first, and knowing what's best for themselves first, is the one that's going to come down from the hangman with their epiphany. Yeah, with their growth, with that attainment, with that spiritual enlightenment that will then shine upon everyone else and on the rest of your life. So moving forward in August, what are you looking at? I knew it. 6 of Wands, my friends. 6 of Wands. You are going to be victorious. You are absolutely victorious. Whew. If you see here, there's 3, I don't know, they look like like 3 Easter Island stone people. That just reminded me immediately of the 3 sisters from the Sisters of the Seasons, which is the Wheel of Fortune. There's your Wheel of Fortune. They have been following you, and they are going to be there celebrating your success. They're going to be delivering and turning the wheel in your favor by the end of August. You're going to be reaping the benefits. You're going to be, you're going to feel so safe, secure, and happy with yourself. I really feel this is personal growth that's going to cast a light over everything in your life. You're going to be the success that you want to be. You're going to have what you want to have. You're going to be able to build that foundation. You're going to have enough to take care of others. Like, it's all going to flow from this growth. And it's personal. Because what's within is without. Right? What's within is what you see on the outside. And I think this is your last little lesson, your last little touch before those floodgates open and all of your dreams, all of your manifestations start pouring into you. And then you're going to take that and you're going to just keep moving on. I cannot wait to see what September, autumn has for you. It's really exciting. Very, very exciting. So Taurus, hold on a little longer. Don't lose sight of what it is that you want, but be malleable. You need to be malleable. You need to be willing to change. You need to be willing to see things differently. And you need to allow yourself to change your mind if you have to, or to go in a different direction if you have to. It's okay. Because You need to show yourself the compassion and love and understanding you give others to yourself. Again, with that self-love, teaching others how to treat you. No, you need to treat yourself how you treat others, because I know you treat them well. You deserve that love from yourself. You are not resting on your laurels. Remember, that's how this all started. You are not resting on your laurels. I know that you're a doer. You're doing everything you need to do. Even if you're in a holding pattern, even if you're not doing anything, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing right now. All right, that's what I see for you. Until next time. Bye.